てね。
あれもっと高い、あれ。
あら。
やばいよ。
これも大丈夫ですか？
いや、ここもやばいよ。やばい。やばい。
There are moments in history where the world does not simply change, it breaks. The ground beneath our feet falls away, and all sense of safety goes with it. The sea, something that gives life, suddenly becomes a black, roaring engine of destruction. On March 11th, 2011, at 2:46 in the afternoon, Japan met such a moment. This is the story of what happened. And through the eyes of one man, a father named Hiroshi Takada, we glimpse the terror, the loss, and the impossible courage born on that day. In the small coastal town of Minami Sanriku, the Takada family lived a quiet life. Hiroshi, a fisherman by trade, had taken the afternoon off to repair his boat. His daughter Aiko was at school, only 12 years old, but already dreaming of becoming a teacher. That afternoon felt ordinary. Cherry blossoms drifted on a cold wind. The ocean was calm, and deep beneath the sea, 80 miles offshore, something ancient stirred. At 2:46 p.m., the world snapped. A magnitude 9.1 megathrust earthquake, the fourth most powerful ever recorded, tore through the Pacific plate. The shaking lasted 6 minutes, long enough for fear to evolve into disbelief, then into something darker. Through Hiroshi's eyes, the ground didn't just shake, it rolled. Street poles whipped back and forth. Cars bounced, roof tiles shattered like glass. Inside Aiko's classroom, children screamed under their desks. The floor buckled, windows exploded outward. Teachers tried to stay calm, but the shaking was too strong for calm to survive. Outside, Hiroshi staggered through the chaos, trying to stay on his feet, shouting his daughter's name even though he knew she was miles away. And then, silence. Along the coastline, something strange began to happen. The ocean started to withdraw. Fishing boats settled on exposed sand. Seaweed lay steaming in the sunlight. The horizon pulled back as the ocean swelled. People pointed and filmed. Hiroshi knew the signs. Every fisherman did. A wave was coming, but no one knew how large. At 3:27 p.m., the first wave arrived. It wasn't a wall of water. It was a black, boiling continent, carrying houses, cars, steel, and entire villages. Hiroshi reached the evacuation hill, one of the designated safe zones. But his daughter's school was further inland and lower. He knew he should have stayed put, but his love for her outweighed logic. Hiroshi ran back down the hill toward the raging ocean, towards death. People screamed behind him as the wave devoured the town. Houses crumpling like paper, fire rising from shattered gas lines, entire neighborhoods lifted and carried inland. He sprinted through the rising flood, gripping the side of a building as the current tried to rip him into the churning debris. The sound wasn't like water. It was the sounds of hell. Night fell on a broken world. The tsunami reached more than 6 miles inland in some places. The coastline was gone. Tens of thousands were missing. Hiroshi reached the remnants of his daughter's school. The floors were collapsed, desks twisted, a lone stuffed animal floating upside down in the courtyard. He called her name until his voice broke. Then he searched in silence. For hours, he joined rescuers, digging through mud, flipped cars, splintered beams. Every shadow looked like a body. Every small shoe felt like it might be hers. Around him, other parents searched too, some screaming, some numb, some refusing to leave, even as temperatures dropped below freezing. At dawn, a rescuer found a group of children who had survived by climbing to the second floor. Cold, bruised, in shock, but alive. Among them was Aiko. When Hiroshi saw her, she looked smaller somehow. Wrapped in a blanket, eyes red from crying. He ran to her. She didn't speak. She just held onto him like she might fall back into the sea. For many families, the story ended painfully. Too many. But for Hiroshi, the ocean had taken everything except the one thing he couldn't bear to lose. The 2011 Tōhoku disaster killed nearly 20,000 people. Entire cities vanished. The Fukushima Daiichi nuclear crisis unfolded. Japan faced destruction on a scale not seen since World War II. But amid the grief, something extraordinary happened. Communities rebuilt from the ruins, families reunited with strangers who had saved them, and the world sent help from every direction. The ocean came without mercy, and people answered with compassion. Some tragedies are too large to fully understand. But in the stories of those who survived, people like Hiroshi Takada, we find the fragments of hope left behind. The sea took much that day, but it could not take the strength of the human spirit. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing and liking this video for more content like this. If you have a topic you want us to cover next, then please leave it in the comments. And until next time, stay safe.